Hello, everyone. Welcome to AI for Ideation, telling a good story with Viktor.AI and Autodesk Platform Services. I am Zach Smith, and with me is Andrel Lanowitz. We'll be talking you through this session. Today, we are going to talk about the problem that we are encountering, the solution or the tools that we're using, the solution we've built with those tools, some support info, and we'll wrap up. So about us, hi, I'm Zach Smith, Autodesk platform developer. I am very, very passionate about connection. That could be connecting people, that could be connecting technology, or people and technology. And I spend a lot of my day standardizing development practices and getting them connected.
So I'm Andrew Lanowitz. I'm a digital delivery lead, which means that I support everything that we produce digitally and how that needs to be standardized, documented, and delivered to clients across my entire company. But most importantly, for the sake of this presentation, Zach is actually a programmer and I am not. And just for some fun, here are photos of most of our cats. So, Zach, something I've encountered is that there is a solution that I like in one part of the Autodesk Construction Cloud or Forma build, if you will, where the statuses and assets works exactly how I want it to work, but it doesn't work in issues. So why can't we just copy this code so I can have it in both places?
No. Well, in short, everything's different. We can't. It's very complicated. You'll have different architectures, different data sources, business requirements, APIs, development teams, different terms for the same thing, sometimes the same term for different things. um, and that's before we even get to development. We might want to talk about different approaches. Do we want to make something new? Do we want to integrate into something existing? Do we want to replace something that's existing? It gets really complicated. So some of the troubles that we end up having in conversations like this is we're never on the same page. From a developer perspective, we get unclear requirements, we get uh, inappropriate complexity. Maybe something is too complex before we start or at the beginning of a design, or it's not complex enough or detailed enough later in the design. Um, we might not have enough detail and need to do some research before we can get answers. Terminology can be inconsistent or unclear. Requirements change over time. Priorities change over time. And documenting all of this takes a lot of time.
I don't like that you are telling me I don't know what a nice to have is versus a requirement. Everything I ask for is everything I need. So from a user side, we are working, we have real projects and real deadlines. I can't be pulled away to answer questions or give more detail sometimes. Uh, the support for me supporting development is rarely billable. Um, Developers don't speak my language, so I don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what I'm saying. I need it for my project right now. I've brought it up because we found an issue, not because I'm thinking down the road. And in the middle of development, I will often say, oh, now that we're thinking about it, can it also do this? So you tend to see things from your lens and solve problems based on what your training is. A developer is going to try to solve problems by developing. Somebody who's a modeler is going to try to solve problems within the model. So this brings us to that kind of famous quote of a hammer sees all problems as nails, and therefore the solution is to hit it. So how do we get a user and a developer to solve problems together if we can't train them both in each other's fields? Well, let's create that shared lens.
Enter Victor AI and APS. So Victor is a platform that enables easier development, easier review, approval, deployment, and easier integrations with systems like APS, Autodesk Platform Services. Um, Why did we pick Victor? Uh, well, a few reasons. From a security perspective, Victor provides us with an isolated environment. Our content isn't going to make it into the hands of our competitors. It gives us the ability to manage permissions and admins the ability to manage permissions and integrations. The user interface is easy to use, so easy to use that it actually gets used. Um, and our focus as an organization is on not on replacing people, it's on upskilling the people that we have and giving them the ability to focus on what matters, what problems do they actually have.
So speaking of our company's goals around AI, we have our own AI governance task force essentially, where basically, as Zach mentioned earlier, we get to hold our data. We own it. It's not being shared back out. So it's not taking our information, it's not training it elsewhere, it's not storing it elsewhere where it can be read. We own the production and all of the data stays with us. And that's very key to any AI that we'll adopt across our organization.
All right, so we've talked about Victor a bit generally, uh, but the problem that we're actually focusing on for this session is really the beginning of a development project. Um, there are a lot of steps, a lot of people need to be involved, right? You need to have somebody identify that there is a problem in the first place. You need to have someone, some leadership person say, hey, yeah, this is a big enough problem. We need to develop something for. Then it gets more complex from there. You need to gather requirements, you need to gather priorities, you need to put together a proof of concept. Um, and then once all of that is set, the actual development begins, right? Um, but what Victor helps with is helping us reduce that. Because when you look at how much effort goes into just figuring out what the problem is, how many of those meetings do you actually need? How much of that communication is actually valuable time? So what Victor helps with is it lets you build that proof of concept from the start. And you build it together with the people that understand the problem that they're trying to solve and the people that understand how they might build a solution and Victor. Um, Victor does help with a lot of the execution and implementation phase as well. But again, the focus here today is on shortening that cycle for scoping.
So let's talk about how this plays out when we work together as an end user and development team with Victor. And again, I did want to point out that just because Victor is our chosen solution, you can replace that with whatever your chosen solution is. So we may say Victor, but we just mean a low code solution to support. Um, so I'm not a programmer, and I'm very nervous to start. What do I do? So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to identify a simple automation task. We're going to get me trained on some of the basics of Victor. We're going to start me understanding Autodesk API, so what the directory is, and some of those base terms like what get and post means. And this is going to help me later down the line in a step that we're going to highlight. But most importantly, I need to write out some information with the app, the goals, how it should work, a few other pieces here. We're going to see this play out in a video. So let's take a look at a video of this happening. So I'm taking all of that information and I've written it out, what I'm expecting it to do, what I want it to do, and I'm telling it to go. And it's going to run. It's going to come up with a few key pieces of things that it can't do. Like there's some authorization in there, integration, and um, additionally, some integrations that are available but aren't set up. And it's telling me how to solve some of this. So now it's going to go into building the app, or at least its first attempt with the app. And we're going to see here in just a second what its first attempt is. But I can't pull down a hub. I can't select a project. I'm having some trouble. I can see that there's some code there. What's going on? I need some help. So So I've run into an issue, and one of the things that we figured out is that by having open office hours with our developers is a great place for me to share the progress that I've done. I can bring up these blockers. So when I'm struggling with the authentication, authorization, integrations, basically the developer is helping me solve that solution. And I'm learning more about how the program and AI works as I talk to the developer. So I'll be better next time. We're building a shared understanding of the tool and of the needs with an example right there. So we're able to start shifting our language to be more aligned. And I'm learning about these programming complexities, like this authentication thing. What do you mean? Like I have an authenticator app on my phone. I just sign in. What do I have to do in a program? But I can also start to build a checklist for the next app that I build. So after I've tried and I started, one of a good thing to have is a checklist that you can start sharing with them, but don't overwhelm them with a large list at first. So let them take that first stab when they run into their first issue, come to the office hours, start to share this checklist with them. So you can see at the top here that there's some tips for better prompts for how specifically Victor works. So any AI tool that you're working with will have that. There's a checklist that I've started, right? So that first step, if you remember back at the beginning, I said learn a little bit about that Autodesk API. So verify that there is an API. So if the tool's saying it can't do something, and you looked at the API documentation and it says, yes, you absolutely can get this information, or yes, you can post this, then there's a problem with the app and not with the access with the Autodesk product. So there's a checklist to go through. So now I'm ready for my second attempt. So I'm updating the app. I'm adding integrations based off of what it said. I'm adding additional steps because I've decided at this point that I realize I don't want it to decide to take some of my files and just delete them. I want to add a step where I can check them. Now you can see that with it connected, I can choose hubs, I can choose projects. This is that what I was mentioning here. I don't want it to decide to delete files it thinks are orphaned. I want to add that step as a human checkpoint. So we're letting it think, it's telling me what it's doing. It's pulling out some methods, some options here. And now we're going to see that there's multiple steps in the process. So instead of one button, run and done, you'll see that there's finding them. And then once I verify that they're there, then I can tell it to delete them. So that way it's not deleting files that I don't want it to delete. All right, great. So now I just keep rinsing and repeating. There are some things that maybe I've come up with an error. So Zach can actually step into the app I'm developing and Dev can step in and solve the problem for me. There's some graphic options for how I want that tool to run. So you saw it where it had the three steps in a line. This one's got tabs at the top. It's got two different buttons. So there's how I want this to actually work, steps, and what's going to trigger each one of these. In this case, this is a button. In the other case, it was run and it would go. It would go. So it was also a button, but this is a button. It'll do it all steps at once. The other one will have a button per step. So it's kind of pretty interesting. So now, if I don't want Dev to step in every time to fix my error, one of the interesting things is that Victor has built in a way to self-solve some of its own problems where maybe you just didn't prompt it correctly and it kind of knows what you want, but it needs you to say, yes, please go fix this. And then it will fix itself. And then ta-da, it's back to working. So that's a pretty great piece. And I think that's really valuable that I'm not relying on Dev to solve every single problem, only the more complex ones. So now I've done it. I've made a program. So Zach, does this make me a developer?
Oh, certainly. Absolutely. Are you ready to tackle this problem now?
Uh, After that simple automation, I think this is probably a little bit of a bigger lift than I was expecting. So we're just gonna kind of wait on that a bit.
Hmm, agreed. Yeah, so some of the really nifty features that we've found with Victor for it just makes development easier. The app builder, you can interact through a chat interface. The preview tab, you can actually see the user interface and go through the user experience immediately. It just builds it for you. You can review this code itself, the source code in the code tab. Within the code tab, there are some extra tools to help. You can show changes like what we see here. If we want to see those diffs, there's also that console. This is the same thing that Victor itself is using to troubleshoot if it has its issues. We have access to all of that as a developer. It also simplifies the software development lifecycle. You can select testers to share with it for your user acceptance testing. You can select developers to share with for dev review and dev testing. You can publish and approve for a wider audience once you're ready. And integration is managed by admins. From a developer perspective, it's just a dropdown.
So from the beginning, we talked about this problem of development and using this solution to create a stronger, a more aligned team, stronger results. So I lay out the need as an end user. Development is supporting me in the app development itself. So we have a quicker understanding both in the app and AI, as well as what I'm trying to build. So we'll have fewer communication errors with faster and more accurate decisions. And now it becomes that we've set the context of the problem and the workflow of the solution is shared. So now we've got that shared language, that shared lens. So instead of a developer trying to ask questions to figure out what I mean or what I'm saying or what I'm looking for, it's now the developer can take that farther and start asking questions to find gaps or holes or ways to make it better. So this makes us have a stronger end product as well as be more aligned, and it builds that rapport. So we have a much more positive relationship, and the phrase, why can't you, becomes, how can we?
Yes, Victor did make the development lifecycle easier on us and made it faster and more accessible. But beyond those numbers, we have better alignment. We have a lowered barrier to entry for development. We have more people who understand the problem, solving the problem, and we have control where it matters. Together, we're telling a good story. So, in closing, this is us. Feel free to connect with us, and thank you for your time.
Whew, now that we're done, we can take a cat nap, right?
Yes.